All right, we're continuing now. We've installed SQL Server Express 2017, and I've got this software install instruction from AssetWorx up as well. Remember, we started at page 12 for that setting up SQL Server for AssetWorx installation. We've gone through this step here in step 1, and now we want to connect to it, and we're going to use um, SQL Server Management Studio, which is here. I did actually have to do an update to it after I installed. So I'm going to start that program again, and we're going to log into SQL Server with this program to create the AssetWorks database structure. The server name before I had an earlier version, and really the server name is just this. You can select Windows authentication with your current name because we added the current user during the installation, if you remember. But I'm going to leave it as SQL Server Authentication, put my SA login, and my password in this case was AssetWorks. Again, it can be whatever you choose it to be. And I'm going to hit connect. When I do so, you'll see that I get this structure over here, right? So when I hit databases and expand that, there are no databases, right? This is just SQL Server. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a database. And if we toggle back and forth here, we'll see we've done this step. Now we're going to create this. We're going to right-click databases and click new database, give it a name, and click OK. And I'm actually going to follow the instructions in this document to the letter here. So my database name is going to be AssetWorks with capital A and W. All right, so let me go back. I will right-click, new database, get this form, and my database name will be AssetWorks, right? Default owner. Let's go back, sorry, to here, right? Give it a name, click OK, and click OK. Go to the next step. We're going to create a login. We want to right-click on security, logins, and click new login. So down here in security, I think it's that one. Right-click on security, logins, and click new login. New login. Now we have that screen. If choosing SQL Server authentication, enter the password that you want to use for the login, and then uncheck the Enforce Password Policy checkbox. And I think I'm just going to, again, follow this. So my login name is going to be AssetWorks user using SQL Server. I'll give it a password, and I'm going to uncheck all of those things. So let's go back to that. Here. Login name is AssetWorks user SQL. And I'm going to use, just for convenience here, lowercase AssetWorks, just like I did for the SA password. Again, you can do whatever you wish. I'm doing that. Come back to the screen. Under default database, choose the database you created in the previous step. So down here, instead of master, we will pick AssetWorks. Make sure there's nothing else to do. Yep. Click on user mappings on the left. So this is fine under the general, and under user mappings, we're going to pick AssetWorks and then public and DB owner. AssetWorks, DB owner, and public, okay? Then we can click the OK button. And under here, we should see this. If we want to check that again, hit Properties, and you'll see here that I have AssetWorks, I have a password, SQL Server, Login type, user management is AssetWorx, and those two things. So that worked fine. The next step, that actually should be fine. At this point, we have a database, we have a database user, and we can now, you'll notice that in AssetWorx you have no tables. So now we actually have created the structure for an AssetWorx database. We're now ready to finally run the AssetWorx install program to create all of those tables, and we'll do that in the next step.